Welcome back to more Greatest Attorney Adventures. We are on the last episode in the game, you guys. Does this mean we're close to beating the game? That's not cool. I feel like I only just started playing this game. How is it already how are we already almost done with it? That's bullshit. So we last left off. We had a really stupid case. Kind of like a really nonsensical, like accidental type of murder. It wasn't even a murder. It's just a string of accidents that were timed coincidentally, where it resulted in a poor young woman getting stabbed in the back because of a marital argument that happened nowhere near her. Or rather, it happened near her, but like in a different area, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was all around, it was kind of whatever. I didn't realize I didn't really voice my opinion during that game, but like on during that case, but like it's whatever, doesn't matter. We're into the good shit now. The Hound of the Baskervilles, which I believe is the name of an episode in Sherlock, isn't it?
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick
Change the language. But it's okay.
Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited breathlessly in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. Look well, Wilson, Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. For this is the diabolical Hound of the Baskervilles.
It's just a puppy. Don't be mean. Now, our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. Months! What the hell have you been doing? Where was I? So, okay. I'm glad we listened to the opening in English, because obviously it's easier for all of us to just hear it instead of reading that script. But I want this final episode to be in. How do I do anything? How do I leave? How do I do anything? Okay. I want I know this is stupid. I know it's stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm gonna change it back to Japanese simply because you've heard my you've heard my feelings about the English voicing, so it doesn't matter. Like, they barely do it, but like it's just the little bits that you do here kind of makes it for me. Oh look, spoiled, but that's okay. It's fine. Okay, and now we're back. Nothing's changed, nothing happened. Now you're just gonna hear them occasionally speak in Japanese, which it won't happen for a while anyway. So yeah, apparently 2 months has passed. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and in Soseki-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, also I'm playing with Joy-Cons today, because then this gives me the range to move my arms around. Because I'm very like restless. I always feel like I need to always be in a specific position in order to feel comfortable, but my arms are never in a good position to feel comfortable. So now I can have the range to like do whatever I want to with my hands. There then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court. What? Which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. Telegram? So you've just been chilling, not working to make any money. I guess you're not making any money to begin with, right? You're just kind of working here and you got money from the country to like last you however long you're gonna be here for. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Why is this room a fucking mess? Oh no, you know, it's not the room. It's his side of the room. It's a mess. At least Susato knows how to keep shit clean. But it's all lived in. They got a little flower by the bathroom door. I don't know actually what that door is. I assume it's bathroom. I don't know. They got a little fish tank. They got a orange on the table. It's very nice. That morning, I was awoken by an unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, oh, Susato's behavior became very obviously strange. Doshita no? Susato-san? Yes! Oh, I wasn't prepared. Pardon me. Is it time to leave for court already? Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me. But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. There's nothing to leave for court for, but dude. Let me see. What case was it today? Here we go again. Is she like just bored out of her mind? Must be. If there's no cases going on, I guess you guys don't have anything to do, right? So, what was it about? A telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but you're not going to get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram. That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. What could you possibly be hiding from me? Alright, I understand. What? That's so sus. I suppose Soseki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that very long telegram from him, do you remember? Complaining of seasickness. But by and large, it seems the voyage had been going well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering, what might have become of Soseki-san had he stayed in London, that's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Right, the whole curse of like, people who face the Reaper either get declared guilty or die of mysterious circumstances or whatever. Yes, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. Oh, he's got a little Daruma on the back. Where did you get that from? Did you bring that with you? Oh, that's his doll! Yeah, I think Sato-san had mentioned that he brought a Daruma with him. What is it that they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Yeah, right. That happened. Like the way that nightmare's trial ended on the very first day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on. What? Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Soseki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means that the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps? Even if that's the case, it's a little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. Are we in trouble? Are we gonna die? If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely, not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants.
No, I don't think so. Apparently, Lord Van Zieks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter.
Oh? So he only be coming out when we in there? That's not fair.
Yes, since Soseki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems.
Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So, it's just been me who's had to face him in the recent spate of trials then. Spat? Whatever. Ugh, just my luck.
I wonder if luck doesn't come into it.
Sorry? What was that?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
We gotta go get our breakfast, girl. Let's examine the room before we go. Food can wait. Let's check out what we got here. So we got a window. We got trash. Well, not trash, but shit. That spade has been in here since we started renting the place.
Oh, that's not a spade, Naruhodo-san. It's a shovel.
I thought spades and shovel were the same thing. No? No. Shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. This is not a ladder step. Is this a ladder step ladder thing? This is their version of the ladder step ladder.
No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
I don't want to dig a hole for myself, so let's leave it. I thought a spade was a shovel. It's spring at last, and the weather is warmer now. But I love the smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle.
Oh, would you like some tea, Naruhodo-san?
Thank you, Susato-san, but I'm alright for now. With the green tea Susato-san makes me from time to time, and Iris' unique herbal infusions, this place is paradise for a true tea lover.
Green tea is such a wonderful accompaniment to British tea cakes, don't you think?
Man, green tea is great with anything, though. So this is the tea set that Susato-san brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. That's so un-Japanese of you.
Tea is a drink to be enjoyed, Naruhodo-san. You really don't have to force yourself to drink it, you know? I don't like to see you screw up your face, so...
How considerate of both of them. We've only been here in London for about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a little messy already.
You could tidy up once in a while.
Susato-san, I always say, making a mess is a small sacrifice to pay for being able to further your studies. And time spent tidying up is time you can't devote to the same cause.
And time spent on ridiculous arguments is time that could be better spent on some simple housework.
She wins, but I'm supposed to be the lawyer here. Yeah, but come on. It's just like, I think Nick is also the same type that leaves messes around. Ah, the Daruma doll I brought with me from home. Still, with only ever one eye colored in. Well, whatever. I said I'd color the other eye once I won my first court case here in Britain. But
you have won, haven't you? Twice, in fact.
Because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. I tell you what, why don't you color the other eye in once you think I'm a proper, fully fledged lawyer?
If you insist.
Aw, you leave it to her? That's sweet. How do I... There we go. Is that the telegram? Was that always there? Ah, this must be the telegram. Let's see.
Ah! No! You mustn't look at that! Not under any circumstances!
Alright, I won't. So rude.
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san, but you can be very mischievous at times.
Then put the telegram away if you don't want people looking at it. Oh, we're gonna look at it. You can't stop me. We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well, and the anemones too. Why are you just raising prawns?
It's a wonderful invention, isn't it? The sea behind glass, inside your room. Another example of Great Britain's greatness.
Having to clean it out and change the water isn't so great though, is it? Yeah, you guys wouldn't have filters and shit. Do you know, I've never seen inside your room there, Susato-san. Oh, that's her room? I've never even peeped inside. Oh, so does Ryunosuke not get his own room?
I should think so too. too. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know.
Whatever you say, young maiden. Yeah, let the girl have her privacy, but does that mean Ryunosuke doesn't have his own room? I thought that was the bathroom. Alright, I think I've looked at everything I can. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Alright, let's go. It's time to go. Right? I think we talked. Okay. Do I have anything on me? No, just armband. Alright. Let's go get breakfast!
Oh, morning, Yuno. Morning, Susie.
Oh! Is that Sholmes playing the violin? Oh man. Keep on practicing, buddy.
Good morning, Iris.
Iris.
What is it, Yuno?
What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being strangled.
Ah, yes. You noticed that, didn't you? Hurley isn't in the best form this morning, it seems.
Oh! There used to be something on that desk, wasn't there? I didn't get a chance to... we never got a chance to examine this room before. What's wrong with him? Hello? How do you do a fucking sad Sholmes with the voice that I give him? Hello? Hello? Whatever, doesn't matter.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Good morning. What's wrong? A good morning to die, perhaps. Something happened, Mr. Sholmes. You looked miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. What is it? He fucking sounds like Howl from Howl's Moving Castle went, damn this blanched existence! What's wrong with you? That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. Was it like that Sherlock also got into like moods where he was just like begrudging of the world or whatever the fuck it was? I can't remember.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, Iris, is it a time we ate some dry toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble? What's go? Oh, kitty! You have a cat! Is that the cat from... Isn't that the cat from, what's his name? Soseki's place? Oh, look. It's Wagahai.
Good morning, boy.
Maybe... Wagahai? What is Wagahai? That sounds familiar. Is that like boy or something? I can't remember. That must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get there?
It's such a tiny baby. Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris.
Ugh. It would indeed be a fine day to die. Ah, I knew something looked different. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. Yeah, it was like a large contraption or something, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was. I just love that we had to talk to this fucking... Ah, you know what? I should have examined the room. God damn it. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened? It used to be the case that in my hand, this violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its malsonant whatever tones would make flowers bloom. It would? But now, the muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
For hours I have bowed, for days even. Through the night I have endeavored, to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever! No more recitals or of unbridled emotion! I don't know if that was him pepping back up. I can't tell. God, I'm so confused.
Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley?
Oh, is he sad that he can't play the violin? Don't worry. I'm sure it'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day, they bestow genius on a man. The next, they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh, dear. Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what is left, for pity's sake? What is left? What are you talking about? God damn. Just calm down. Deduction, perhaps. Isn't that what you're known for? Wait, blah, 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 before I do anything. We don't have to examine the table. I just want to examine the... Well, I can examine everything, because I didn't get to before. Look at Mr. Sholmes' desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that the enormous machine usually on it?
We can never hope to understand what goes on in the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Why, next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite.
That's scarily plausible, actually. He has his pipe hanging there. Oh. There's all sorts of these shelves. Chemistry apparatuses, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
Oh, it's such a charmingly untidy collection of paraphernalia, isn't it?
It just looks messy to me, like my desk.
But you, Mr. Naruhodo, must learn to tidy up after yourself.
No favoritism there, then. Let's see. Alright. Tea? Wow, that's a big cup. Man, that teacup is fucking huge next to fucking Iris. God dang. Looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy, with an equally sturdy lock.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I? You're very mischievous.
How did you come to that conclusion? The fire's burning comfortably in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow.
Oh, look at that photographic print of a lady displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be? Yes, it must be. It's the woman. Oh, how exciting.
Is that supposed to mean something to me? What? Why was that an award? What? I know that there was like some girl that was like similar to Sherlock or something. All my knowledge of Sherlock is based on the BBC Sherlock. So if there's things that are inaccurate in that show, then I don't know anything. These are all mementos of Mr. Sholmes' past cases, I think. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from Le Carnaval will be displayed here.
A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah! What an entrancing collection!
It looks like an untidy assortment of junk to me, rather like what's on my shelves.
Well, you really ought to learn to keep your things in order, Mr. Naruhodo.
No favoritism there at all. Oh, that's okay. She works for you, after all. Was there anything else that I... Oh, and this is her side. Oh, look how cute it is. Iris's beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of her special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain.
The English pastime of tea has many similarities with our own tea ceremony customs, don't you think?
Yes, you drink tea. Both of you drink tea.
It's the idea of hospitality behind it. That's the essence of tea.
What's this? That's a charming little white shelf, and full of charming little bottles, too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems.
Science is the future, Mr. Naruhodo. You can't deny it. I'm saving my money so that I can buy some chemistry apparatus as well.
Law, chemistry, takedown throws. What diverse skills you boast, Mrs. Sato?
As useful as they are, I'm not sure that my throwing skills are worthy of inclusion in that list.
Sure it is. You can defend yourself from any naysayers. What's in the trash can? There's a duck in there. Or maybe it's just a pile up, like, a crumpled, like, ball of paper that just looks like a duck. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Iris doing much writing recently. But there's paper already set up in the typewriter. Look, as if she's about to start.
That reminds me, when I mentioned that Iris was in the process of writing a full-fledged novel, Mr. Natsume was most impressed.
Ah yes, Mr. Natsume.
That's what I'll be doing too, once I'm back in Japan, he said, through tightly clenched fists and teeth.
Look at that doggy. Oh, that's something to examine with that dog. Is that it? Aw, am I already done? Aw, already done. Pity. Alright, I'm coming back. Will clicking on her do anything? Oh, what? Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled in his new home then.
Oh, yes, and I've become very attached to little Waggy.
It would appear his previous owner is completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their mews are as empty as the hearts of the muses. Aw.
If Mr. Natsume has no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place.
I expect he would have taken him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. How did he get him here then?
And for good reason. Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Well, I don't mind, because Waggy is adorable. Wow.
Aw. Yes, he really is. Oh yes, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from?
Oh, you noticed! You are observant, Runo. Look, I used this. It's my latest invention.
What is that?
I call it the cat flapomat.
What?
Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right. It can make a cat flap for a very little furry friend like Waggy in seconds.
Why?
And it can do it at any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see.
Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make a cat flap, rather than making a machine to make the cat flap?
Well, yes, maybe. But now I can make cat flaps for anywhere I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful.
What the fuck?
You must make one for us in the door in our office upstairs, Iris.
She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. An invention is an invention, I guess. Okay. Now we can go back to this fucking sop. Alright, what is it? The missing machine. I don't remember what that machine was.
Mrs. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but... your desk looks rather empty today.
Ah, well done, Mr. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit.
Oh no, Mr. Sholmes. They pale into insignificance when compared to yours.
You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you?
You mean Helly's great analyscope? Analytic scope? That's at Windy Banks now.
At what? Sorry? It's at a windy bank?
No. Windy Banks. The pawnbrokery.
Huh? You pawned it?
Pawn? What?
You mean you pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly.
But isn't it very important to machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you.
Dear Madame, things are far from desperate.
But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate?
Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. It is. It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Well, maybe if you fucking explain it to me. Oh, what's to understand exactly? Is he fixing it? Could you stop being such a fucking... What did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. What? Oh.
Banks?
So they store your goods? On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week.
And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us.
So, what? Is it like a stock market thing?
Everyone does it, you see. Especially people in inner London.
Oh, sorry. God. Okay. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn should the need arise.
Oh, how ingenious! So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windybanks, you see?
A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. But you make money off of it? Like, I don't get, like, you put something into the pawnbrokery, and then they give you money based on the value of the thing, and then you use that money to buy other things within that bank? I don't understand it. Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain?
Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley?
Is it something you have to do? It's not something you have to do, right? It sounds like an optional thing. What does it matter? The world is dead to me now. I don't quite understand why he's in such a... Oh, kitty.
Oh, what was that?
Wagahai? Oh god, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh god! He's breaking shit. What was that?
Oh no! Wagahai's tangled up in your violin!
Well, now he's just gonna be even more sad.
I think he thinks it's a toy.
No! What's he doing to it?
Oh dear! Mr. Sholmes' precious violin!
Maybe you shouldn't have let that laying around, huh? Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat's a more accomplished musician than I. Now, God, you talk too slow. You... God damn.
Mr. Sholmes really is in the poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives. Shall I, Hurley?
Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Okay. I guess this fucker is not gonna look at it. Where is it? Here it is. So this is the violin, is it? It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Whatever, I don't know. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you. And until today, it has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I have made. I ask you, is there a reason to live in a world devoid of music? To tolerate this blanched existence? No! There is none! But you also just let a cat fucking tear it up, so...
Mr. Sholmes.
What, dear madame, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine.
Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think?
What do you mean, Susato?
Oh, Susie's right! Yes, the tone of the wood is completely different.
Did you get scammed? What?
And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before.
Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? What are you talking about? Why do they know about violins so well? Is it not his violin?
I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mrs. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all.
Then what? It's a guitar.
I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola.
What? What's the difference?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes!
You're right. You are quite right. This isn't my fateful Stradivarius. Yeah, whatever. So what? Pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? How did you not notice it was a different instrument altogether? Shouldn't you know it? It's not your fateful performing partner then.
Ah, I see what must have happened.
You do, Iris?
This is just a simple mix-up.
Oh, did you drop your fucking violin at the pawnbrokery and then pick up a different instrument that wasn't yours? Maybe? I assume? Holmes is a fucking idiot for not noticing it. But at the same time, I don't know if I would notice the difference between the violin and the viola. I don't even know what the difference is. It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we asked her. What did you mean by a mix-up, Iris?
Well, you see, this viola, I mean, was at Windy Banks until last week. At the pawnbrokers.
Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. There was a proverb from the East, with which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel.
Yes, indeed.
So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hopes that it would experience personal growth?
Oh, what a wonderful idea.
The only thing it's gonna experience is usage and being worn out. Last week, I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Windyback mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber. No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. Pshaw, a fine state of affairs this is, and why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker. They will try to fiddle you every time.
But earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbrokery as an extremely secure vault.
So much for that. Go get your shit back then. Come, Mr. Naruhodo. Dilly-dallying will get you nowhere. Sorry? Man, his body is shaped very oddly. It's like whoop. Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect. Pressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced?
We must visit Mr. Windybank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes?
Precisely, Mr. Susato. Without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. Oh, my dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect? To fresh your eggs even more obtusely? Bitch, go get it yourself. Why do I have to go? Alright, say no more. Let's go then.
Don't worry, I'd be happy to heat it up for you again later.
Thank you, Iris. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I am rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker's look like. You buffin. Alright. I'm guessing we're done talking here. Okay, let's go. New location's been added. We got Baker Street and we got the pawnbrokery. A bustling London street on which can be found Mr. Sholmes' office in Windy Bank Pawnbrokery. There's a large park nearby too. Let's go down in order then. Oh, I miss Layton. There's like no sign of there being a new game in the Layton series. I think it might be done. Pity. I guess you can't prolong a game series forever. It's just a bummer. It's a bummer that it ended with the fucking Catriel game, which was like, meh. What am I doing? Oh. I think that's the shop that we need to go to, right? Is there anything to examine here? It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodging here, above Mr. Sholmes' office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. So the man rents out this entire place?
Oh, I know! To actually be sharing accommodations with the world's greatest detective. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Wait, I was able to... Oh, I wasn't able to look up. It panned up before. Okay. Nothing else here? Alright. And then it's just this, right? Look at all the different things in the window of the shop.
Ah, that's Windybanks, the pawnbrokery.
It looks much smarter than a pawnbrokers in Japan, doesn't it?
Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally.
It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable.
What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo.
In modern times, the pawn shops are always so like daunting to go into because they got barred windows and stuff. Obviously to prevent people from stealing it or whatever, but like, I don't know. Also, you don't really see pawn shops that much, at least not where I live. Let's go in.